Hey folks, it's 21 Maxwell here and welcome to episode 139 of the TNA Impact Wrestling TEW2013 Let's Play. You join us in the final week of September as we're now just 4 weeks away from Bound for Glory. This show is just 2 pre-show matches, we actually managed to fit a lot of the talent on the actual show itself, which is 20 segments and highlights a lot of our feuds going forward as we try and put on the best show possible for Bound for Glory. So apart from that, we're in the same place as the last show because of the double taping, so we're still in the Wells Fargo Arena in the southwest, and because Impact's onto a broader audience, we're hoping we can get a little bit higher than the V80 and try and increase our pop in most regions. So really, without further ado, we'll kick on to it with another episode of Impact Wrestling. Enjoy guys, here we go. So we get 10,754 in attendance, our opening pre-show match in a match that had some good action and average heat. Mascara Dorada defeated Red Titus in 9:05 by pinfall by using the ropes for leverage. So a cheap heel win here for Dorada. This was a C+ 68. No skill improvements, the usual stuff from the commentary team. Negatives here, both for holding back. Low morale and low momentum in the case of Red Titus, and the poor gimmick of Mascara Dorada. Penalised for length, but overall it's just a chance to showcase their talents, so not overly fussed with that. In a match that had some good action and average heat, Ricochet defeats Matt Taven in 10:29 by pinfall with Chocolate Rain. B-77, I'm really happy with that. That's a good match for the champion against just pretty much a jobber at this point, Matt Taven. But there were no skill improvements, there were no road agent reports. Negatives here, both gents holding back and Taven's low morale. But overall, I'm really happy with that. So, good stuff on the pre-show. Now time to kick on with the actual show. So we start the show with the Death by Honor stable featuring Adam Cole, Colby Corino, Chris Hero and their newest recruit, Davey Richards. They all head to the ring and they all look proud of themselves after what went down on TNA Crossfire in our last episode. Adam Cole says, "I told you all last time on Crossfire, the future is always Adam Cole, and in that big tag team match, I always had a plan, and that plan was yet another member of the Impact Wrestling roster who is a former Ring of Honor talent and has really had displeasure towards his role in TNA. David Richards then says, "You see, for months after months, after Eddie Edwards left TNA, if I was going to do this, do that, Davey, you know, that's what it was. We don't care if you win. You know, we don't care what happens with you, David, just do what you want. You know, TNA didn't care. But now it's time for the Lone Wolf to stand tall with this pack, and together we will take over TNA Impact Wrestling." Then Adam Cole adds saying, "So Impact Wrestling, be on notice, Death by Honor is taking over." Now a lot of folk will say, that's pretty poor, a D-57. Which, true, we'll get Adam Cole in it and it is a bit disappointing, but again, we're hoping these kind of segments help Davey Richards, help Chris Hero, and especially help Colby Corino. So, you know, I mean, we'll take a few low grades at the start of the show, maybe not so much at the end of the show. But Adam Cole came out of it looking excellent. Colby Corino looked a little bit lost. There were no skill improvements, and the usual negatives for poor gimmicks. Overall, another good chance to get over this stable, which will take time, but hopefully it benefits all 4 at the end of the run. Adam Cole is then interrupted by the music of Bobby Roode. Bobby Roode says, "Adam, hold on, wait just a second. Last week you did pin me in that tag team match, but that was all down to the interference of Davey Richards. Now I'd love to get my hands on Richards, but his match is next, I'm told. So instead of that, I'm issuing a challenge to you. And if you get the balls tonight in that very ring, Adam Cole versus Bobby Roode, let's settle this once and for all." Adam Cole said, "Roode, I have nothing left to prove. I've beaten you once and I'll beat you again. But it would be my pleasure to kick your ass and send you packing. You're on." So our main event for this evening is booked. Roode then heads to the back, while Adam Cole heads to commentary as the rest of Death by Honor are in action next. A B82, and that's a good way to set up our main event. With no skill improvements, just really booking this match for the main event. So that's in. Our opening contest had some solid in-ring action, but not much in the way of heat. The Death by Honour, Colby Carino, Chris Hero and Davey Richards, defeat RVD and Team 3D in 10-16 when Colby Carino gets the pinfall by defeating Brother Devon. Pretty decent C60, considering the only one that's really over at the moment is, well, quite frankly, none of them are actually over. I think 60's about their level, so nobody really carried them day, and hopefully that can only elevate Colby Carino. Davey's improving his rumble skills. All your negatives here are going to be declining physical ability. There'll be 4 of them and a few others. But overall, it is building up for the future. RVD and Team 3D won't be here much longer. I can guarantee you that. After the match, Carino, Hero and Richards posed to the crowd to show that Death by Honour is taking over. That's a D+52. Nothing really to add there. We're then in GM Kurt Angle's office, but he's nowhere to be seen. However, Steve Austin is there and he's picked up his phone and put it on loudspeaker. Austin says, "Hello." To which a reply goes, "Austin, you son of a bitch, you know why? You know that this is my show tonight." And it gets cut off by Austin, who says, "What seems to be the problem here?" The voice then replies, "You've burst my tyre. I have no chance of making it to Impact in time. I know this was all you." Austin then goes, "What? Kurt? What?" Kurt Angle then replies back, "You son of a," before Austin says what and hangs up. So basically what I'm trying to do here is, obviously we've got this battle between Steve Austin and Kurt Angle, the two GMs. It should have been Angle's show tonight, but Steve Austin has went and burst his tyre, so Angle can't make it. Perfect. So the performance of Austin was good. The Battle of Power storyline has advanced, and we get a B-75 from this. So I'm really happy with that. Next up and about, that featured solid in-ring action, but not much in the way of heat. Mia Yim defeats Christina Von Erre in 6-19 with the Kiss of a Dragon. C-55. Standard match to put Mia Yim over. Negatives here. Both ladies holding back in Christina's low momentum. It is what it is, and it's building towards a storyline, which is covered in the next angle. As the GM for Crossfire, Austin is still kicking back in Kurt Angle's office, with Angelina Love and Knockouts champion Ivelisse Velez in attendance. Austin says, "Now ladies, I know both of you are already in the title match at Bound for Glory, as Angelina has a mandatory rematch clause. However, Mia Yim is on an impressive run of victories. With another win tonight, it means one thing. Next week on Crossfire, Mia Yim versus Angelina Love. Angelina, your place in the match is confirmed. However, should Mia Yim defeat you, she will also be in the match at Bound for Glory." Angelina takes like a hissy fit. She freaks out. She says, "What? Are you kidding me? Why do I have to face her? This is totally not fair." But apart from that, we then get a comment from Ivelisse who just says, well, Austin says shut up to her first, and then Ivelisse says, "Mr. Austin, it's okay. I'm happy with this. I want to prove that I'm the most dominant knockout of all time. I will defeat anyone who crosses my path. Good luck, Angelina." Ivelisse then winks to Angelina as she walks out of the office, while Angelina just looks frustrated. So a C65 there. Austin came out of it looking well, but just adds a bit more heat to the women's storyline. Never mind, give Divas a chance, give Knockouts a chance. Actually, I'll just pre-book that so I don't forget. So it's Crossfire next week. We have a match-up between Angelina Love and Mia Yim. So Angelina, go, and Mia Yim. Autobook save so don't forget. So that's booked in for next week on Crossfire. We then have an extremely short match where Bram defeats Christopher Daniels in 4:38 with a curb stomp. D+49. James Mitchell does some good work at ringside. Both wrestlers don't click, but it is a basic squash match. There are no skill improvements. Dirt sheet. Mostly negatives for Christopher Daniels, but it is what it is. Really just to make Bram look really strong. James Mitchell then takes the mic again. After the match, he says, "Week after week after week, Bram continues to destroy whoever is put in front of him. Seriously, TNA, give us some competition, or we'll just continue to put people on the shelf. Take this as your warning." So just a D+50 angle. another hype onto Bram as we try and build him up. We then have a recap, like every Raw recap, but it's just recapping Mascara Dorada's attack on Soldier Ant last week on Crossfire when he threw him into the Pepsi machine. I get C63, continues their storyline. Nothing else to really report here. Just highlighting the fact that that feud's still going, and we maybe didn't have time this week on the show to showcase it. Next up, in a match that had some good action but not much in the way of heat, James Storm and Eric Young defeated Jake Carter and Jesse Sorensen in 6:56 when Eric Young defeated Jesse Sorensen by pinfall with a Death Valley driver. This was a D+48. Johnny Devine did some good work at ringside. Great stuff from the commentary team. EY is improving his technical skills. A lot of negatives here, but trust me, this is going to build to a future programme, and hopefully the ratings will be a lot better when that does happen. But after the match, Young and Storm are beaten down by not only Sorensen and Carter, but the other two members of Divine Entertainment, Pinky Sanchez and DJZ. All four men stand over the fallen two wrestlers while Divine shouts, "No one ever beats us." Disappointing it was only D42. Sanchez and Divine are a good pairing. Sanchez had a good performance here, and Jesse Sorensen had a poor performance. No skill improvements. Negatives here, mostly for momentum. That's cool. We're going to build the momentum up for each wrestler over the next 4 weeks. And longer, of course. In an extremely short match, we had Kota Ibushi defeat the Amazing Red in 2:38 with a Golden Star Bomb. A C-57 squash match to put Kota over. The Amazing Red still managed to improve Rumble skills. A lot of negatives there. Length, low momentum, holding back. That's cool, but it basically just to make Kota look really, really strong was the plan here. He then has an angle post-match. He picks up a picture of Shinsuke Nakamura and he walks over to the camera and rips the picture up to signal that he has broken Nakamura from throwing him off the stage last week. So C+69 continues their feud and makes Ibushi look really, really strong. After this, we have a match that has some good action and average heat, as Masato Yoshino defeats Brian Cage in 5:41 with Lightning Spiral. Disappointing, this was only a C-57, but the announcing quality lifted the match. There were no skill improvements here. And the dirt sheet, again, just both guys low morale. We'll need to fix that. Both guys holding back in the length. Again, we've only got 2 hours of television per show. Try to fit everybody in can be a bit of a problem. But after the match, Matt Striker is with Masato Yoshino. Striker says, "You've requested this time. What would you like to say?" Yoshino just turns around and says, "This is what I'm capable of. Ricochet, one day, I want title shot, and I will be champion." So he's put Ricochet in notice, and that got a C62 rating there. Which is okay, he's learned to show more charisma, it's obviously not his first language. But nah, still decent, and hopefully we can push him on a little bit. Next up, in our co-main event, and about that featured great action and a good crowd, EC3 defeated Drew Galloway in 8:42 with a headlock driver. B-76, maybe could have had a bit more, had the crowd maybe a bit more going before into this match. You know, if we had a hot crowd, it would have maybe benefited it. But it's still a decent match. EC3, you know, is better with the shorter matches. We just need to hope the main event really draws. There were no skill improvements here. All it really does is make EC3 look good. Length was penalised and the holding back slightly, but if you put the length a bit longer, I think you penalise EC3's stamina, so you're always going to get one negative there. After EC3 picks up the win, Samoa Joe runs out and tries to attack him. He runs to clothesline him, but EC3 ducks. He lands a solid right hand before clotheslining Joe over the top rope to the floor below. This causes Joe to retreat, whilst EC3 signals for Joe to rejoin him in the ring for a fight. Joe heads to the back, while EC3 just celebrates with the crowd. Again, teases the feud between them that's going to be coming up for this match at Bound for Glory. A B84, so it knows any entertainment segments or overness segments these two are going to deliver. The title feud storyline advances, and the performance of Samoa Joe was good. No skill improvements, and the only negative was because it was short. because we're to try and fit it in. Our main event, that's pretty solid. I think we'll probably have a show that just has no specific comments, or maybe just improves us in a few regions. But about the feature, great action and great heat from the audience. Adam Cole defeats Bobby Roode in 1957 by pinfall after using a foreign object. So B+87 is very good. No worker improvements, no road agent report. The dirt sheet just has negatives mostly for Adam Cole. For holding back, it seems Bobby Roode, inconsistency, and his poor gimmick. But overall, I'm pretty happy with that main event. After the match though, Roode just remains in the ring selling his injuries from the match. Cole heads to the top of the ramp where he is joined by the rest of the Death by Honor stable, and Carino, Hero, and Richards. The four of them raise each other's hands in celebration to end the show. It was really hard to try and get that out there. But B-76, no skill improvements, and just a way to end the show with all four standing, thinking that they have won this battle. Overall, a B82, which increases our pop in 7 regions, which I'm pretty sure will be 3 regions in Europe and 4 regions in Australia and New Zealand. Overall, we're getting better. I think if we had a better co-main event, but again, EC3 is going to be hit and miss until we really get somebody else on his level. And you don't want to give away too many matches like that right on Bound for Glory. So you want to try and build other folk up. And if you can have him getting good chemistry with lesser workers, great, you can have more good matches. Because again, if you have too many big matches on your TV shows, you're going to have less people buying your pay-per-view apparently. So we need to work for that. But overall, I'm pretty happy with that. And we're decreasing pop, so that's all we can ask for. As long as we don't lose pop, I'm always happy with a show. So we'll continue on. We'll see our TV rating, which hopefully delivered. We'll see if there's any news coming in. We've brokered the deal to exchange talent with New Japan, which was great until I realised New Japan's lost most of the guys that I was hoping to use. So we're now going to see if a second deal with another company has went through, and it has. Perfect. This could lead to some dream matches at Bound for Glory. Basically, we now have a partnership with Dragon Gate, USA, and Evolve. If I just quickly look at Promotion Wars, you see obviously they've went to national, they've been phenomenal. Their popularity is off the chart, but this allows us to look at AJ Styles, Austin Aries, Alex Shelley, Kenny Omega, Young Bucks, Kazarian, Rich Swann. There's so many talented guys there that we can really just bring in and hopefully take this company to the next level. It was just, I really wanted to try and get as many partnerships done as possible, as many alliances as possible to help this company propel its rating up. And we'll maybe have some dream matches or something if we can put together a few. It might be a bit cheap for the rating and stuff like that, but if it helps the company, I'm all for it. And if we can get them a storyline, we can do it. It might cost us a bit of money, but we'll try. Impact Wrestling, feedback was positive, the vast majority enjoyed. Exact same for Crossfire. But before we do our email and decisions, I just want to quickly show you this with the talent trade. As you see now, look at all these places we can trade with. AAA, Dragon Gate, USA, and Evolve. Get ICW from Scotland. We've got New Japan, Pro Wrestling, NXT, Ring of Honor, and WWE. Could you imagine? This is pretty much what Global Force Wrestling would love. So right now I could honestly pick out Brock Lesnar against AJ Styles and a dream match for different companies, just that kind of thing. But we'll try and maybe put some dream matches in just to give Bound for Glory a proper WrestleMania-like feeling. As I said, I don't know what we're going to go for at the moment, but it's just thought anything that can help the company get better is always a positive. Also good to see the fact that we've made a good bit of money so far, but guaranteed by the time we enter the next month, we've probably lost money. But in saying that, our TV revenue is way up because of those new deals. Especially look at what the revenue used to be even a year ago. At times we were getting no TV revenue. Now we're up to 500,000, so hopefully we'll make pop. And even from last month we're up a good bit. Maybe 150,000 since August, so that's always good as well. So hopefully that can only benefit us. And our show costs were down, so that's good too. But before we end the show, we'll quickly have a look at this. We have Flip Kendrick has gone, his contract is done. Bobby Roode's loan spell is over, that's fine. The deal with Dragon Gate. We were rejected by Fuji Television, J Sports and Tokyo. Also New Japan have accepted our deal, which is great. That was obviously the day before. RVD, who cares, you're leaving anyway. Impact, a 1.05, so a massive spike on there. That's good to see. A 1.01 in FX Europe. I can't argue with that. And up to 9.24 on Spike TV, so all good there in the ratings. I'm absolutely delighted with that. That's perfect for Impact. I always find it funny, like, we book Crossfire first, but in-game Impact is shown first on television, and the ratings come in first for that. But we still treat it as if Crossfire then Impact because of the way it comes up on the YouTube schedule, basically. It's weird, but oh well. Too late now. I kind of changed the booking and the TV shows. I think it's another 20 episodes yet in both networks, so we're kind of left with it. Part of that, decisions, and that's just the new contract for Matt Striker, a new 3-year deal, which will see him continue as one of our main announcers. We're also trying for pay-per-view deals with ESPN Star Sports, Garora Sports, Nippon Television, Sky Perfect TV, and Main Event. But apart from it, guys, that is it for this episode. Let's say there's not really much else to cover. We're still building feuds together towards Bound for Glory, and hopefully I'll start to bring in some Dream Fantasy matches. If there's anything you'd like to see, which may not happen, you know, there may be some wrestlers you'd like to see clash. Who knows, what would be your fantasy matchups? I'd love to hear, and we'll see if they match what ends up happening with the show. Who knows? But apart from that, guys, if you enjoyed the show, bash the hell out of that like button. Let's try and get some more TW exposure to the world. If you've got any comments regarding this save, your save, wrestling in general, any TW questions, put them in the comment section below. If you've got any problem, trust me, if I don't have a clue, there is somebody there who knows a hell of a lot more about TW than I do. But thanks always for watching, guys. If you haven't already, mind hit that sub button. Getting so close to 650. If we can get there, it'd be amazing. And until next time, this is 21 Maxwell. See you all real soon. Bye bye.